Please rise. Thank you. You may please be seated. Good evening. Welcome everyone to Andy and Brooks' Real Life Fairy Tale Evening. We are gathered here tonight to witness two people combine their love for each other and become one in holy matrimony. My name is Gerald Robinson. I met Brooke 12 years ago. I started training and mentoring her to begin her college soccer career. We became very good friends and have maintained that friendship throughout all these years. For those of you who know Brooke, or you're possibly meeting her for the first time this evening, there's a uniqueness about her and her natural beauty that commands your attention. Over the years, Brooke and I, in our friendship, have advised each other, supported each other's dreams, visions, and goals as good friends should do. We've had some extremely in-depth conversations, including the time she pondered the move here to Cincinnati. I supported the move. I encouraged her, telling her it would be life-changing. Tonight proves I was right. I am honored to be standing up here tonight in front of my great friend performing this marriage ceremony. Who gives this woman to this man in holy matrimony? We are gathered here tonight to celebrate, witness, and support the beginning of Andy and Brooke's commitment to one another in marriage. All of us who have gathered here this evening are some of the most important people in their lives, and they have asked us here tonight to publicly recognize that we have all played some special part in their lives and in the love they share, including those who couldn't be here. Namely, Andy's grandma and grandpa Hine, his grandma Bulia, and Jeff Williamson, who was like a second father figure to Andy. Brooke's grandma and grandpa Shuba, and Papa Beatty, the most influential person in Brooke's life, who proved with Grandma Beatty that true lasting love does exist. Now, let's talk about how these two here arrived here tonight in their lives. I am told it simply started on a cold February Monday morning in Cincinnati as Brooke was being given a tour of the cardiac rehab office where Andy was working hard. As Andy paused to see who was touring the office on his overloaded, work-filled day, he took notice to see Brooke, who also took notice as she waved, smiled, and said hello, and then continued touring the facility. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that may not sound exciting, but like everything in life, there's a cause and an effect. That moment, that smile, that morning would change Andy's life forever. Oh, his palms got sweaty, his heart started beating faster, his pupils probably dilated as he turned to his coworkers and he proclaimed, "I have to get to know that girl." Now, most of us have experienced that moment, whether it was your first kiss, maybe your first date, the time you met someone and you just knew that they were the one. That moment, that smile, the way the light in the room attached to the sparkle in Brooke's eyes changed Andy's life forever. And soon that's all he could talk about and think about was her. Am I right? And so this adventurous courtship began, as we all know, was made very public on social media, where every morning many of us would wake up to see pictures of Brooke and Andy on rooftops downtown, eating dinner, walking by the river, in the pubs, dancing and singing karaoke, and romancing each other like young lovers should. Andy was confessing his love and infatuation for the woman of his dreams. When Brooke would come back home to Michigan, I could look at her and see it in her happiness, in her eyes and in her smile. These were beautiful and precious moments for me to witness, and I would tell her, not only is this guy making you a star on social media, he's madly falling in love with you. And she would laugh and look at me and say, "Yeah, I think so." But then it happened. I knew marriage was on its way the morning I woke up to see on Facebook Andy and Brooke singing Celine Dion live on Facebook. So that brings us here to this moment. Let's talk about love and marriage. Love is the experience of writing your own story. While a moment can spark a flame in your soul, it is not one moment, not even this moment. It's every moment. Moments of saying I love you, moments of falling asleep next to one another, moments of making dinner together, spending holidays with your family and friends, listening to your favorite music together. These are the everyday moments that fuse together into one big, great experience. Even though this experience is so incredible, words fail when we try to explain it. That is why it's called love. It is not meant to be felt or described. A good marriage must be created and cared for. A secret to happiness with your spouse is being present when in each other's company. Be present in every moment you're together. Don't get caught in the fast lane of life or the worries that tomorrow may bring. Another is gratitude. It is speaking words thoughtfully of appreciation, approval, and acceptance in each other and everyone and everything around you, which will help erase and keep out all the negativity and hardship this world at times has to offer. I also strongly believe in shared accomplishments, planning things to do together, events you can look forward to, such as traveling, going to concerts, nights out with family and friends, a project at home, working out, which I strongly recommend. Or the birth of your children, which I also strongly recommend. Or anything that can bring you excitement and enjoyment into your lives. Something you have to understand and also realize is that no person ever stands in the same river twice. The river of life, the river of love, the river of happiness, the river of doubt, the river of fear is constantly changing, and this needs to be accepted. There will be moments you try to burn into your mind, remember forever, but don't live in those moments too long. Once again, be present, realizing that every moment of your lives together are changing and moving forward to greater experiences. While it's wonderful that you have found the perfect partner in life, I want to remind you to be that perfect partner for the other. Learn to listen to each other, support each other's ideas and dreams and visions, never stand in each other's way. Instead, by each other's side, holding hands, encouraging and supporting each other, and when one falls behind, wait for them. In any relationship, there are things that can and should be overlooked. Molehills cannot become mountains. Respect and sympathy must always be present, even on the day when Cincinnati and Xavier play. Understand every relationship has conflicts, but there has to be rules so these fires are put out quickly. Don't argue to win. This is good advice for you, Andy. Because I've never won an argument with Brooke. My record is similar to the Cleveland Browns here last year, 0-16. Learn to say I'm sorry without explaining yourself. Learn to have forgiveness in your mind and in your heart. Never let a day end without love. Always go to bed laughing beneath the covers and looking forward to the promises that tomorrow will bring. We're now going to hear from the sister of the bride, Taylor, who's offering a reading to the couple. Right there. Yes. Everything's set.
A quote from Captain Corelli's Mandolin. Love is a temporary madness. It erupts like volcanoes and then subsides. And when it subsides, you have to make a decision. You have to work out whether your roots have so entwined together that it is inconceivable that you should ever part. Because this is what love is. Love is not breathlessness. It is not excitement. It is not the promulgation of promises of eternal passion. That is just being in love, which any fool can do. Love itself is what is left over when being in love has burned away, and this is both an art and a fortunate accident. Those that truly love have roots that grow towards each other underground, and when all the pretty blossoms have fallen from their branches, they find that they are one tree and not two. Thank you.
The couple have written their own vows and they will now recite them to each other. Andy, we'll start with you.
Brooke, when I first met you, I knew we'd be at this moment. Everybody knows that. I still cannot believe that I found both my best friend and the love of my life. I promise to love you through better or for worse, even after my time on here on earth is finished. You are my one and only love forever, and I will love you as much as I can till the end of time.
All right, my turn. Andrew, you showed up when I was least expecting you. And since that moment, my heart has been happy. On this day, I give you my promise that I will walk with you hand in hand wherever life takes us. I promise to say, yes, you can do it. To recognize your strengths and see your potential, especially when you can't see it for yourself. I vow to trust and value your opinions and stand by your actions. I pledge to treat you as my best friend and equal. I will ask for help when I need it and offer help to you always. I promise to be the most dependable person to you in your life, and I promise that laughter will always be a commonplace in our house. Today, and for the rest of our days, I vow to love you, honor you, and grow old with you.
We need the rings. Rings. Andy, as you give this, repeat after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I marry you
I marry you
and bind my life to yours.
and bind my life to yours.
It is a symbol
It is a symbol
of my eternal love,
of my eternal love,
my everlasting friendship,
my everlasting friendship,
and the promise
and the promise
of all my tomorrows.
of all my tomorrows.
Brooke, as you give this ring, repeat after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I marry you
I marry you
and bind my life to
and
yours.
bind my life to yours.
It is a symbol
It is a symbol
of my eternal love,
of my eternal love,
my everlasting friendship,
my everlasting friendship,
and the promise
and the promise
of all my
of
tomorrows.
all my tomorrows.
Seeing that no moment is without meaning, I ask that you take this moment as the beginning of your lives together. Today signifies the creation of a new home and a new family for you both. May you be fulfilled by each other's love and friendship. May you be overjoyed by the promises that you have just made to each other and the life together that you are creating. Remember that in every marriage, there are good times, there are bad times. Marriage is a journey, a time of adventure and excitement enhanced by love, trust, dedication, and the faith you have in one another. You're both mature enough to know the difference between dreams and realities. You have youth and you have hope on your side. You also know that good times are sweeter when shared, and that difficult times are made easier with the support of each other. Continue every day to work to build a foundation that will support the lasting relationship that is married. May all the promises that you have made here tonight to one another be lived out until the end of your lives. Tomorrow can bring you the greatest joys, but today is the day it all begins. Andy, you may kiss your bride. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor and privilege to introduce Mr. and Mrs. Andy and Brooke Heim.
gentlemen, if I may have your attention, please, I would like to introduce your bridal party. Please welcome Ryan and Megan Sheehan. Mary Gavette and Doug Ensinger. Grace Goodwin and Ryan Pence. Taylor Beatty and Tyler Shunk. Katie Brown and Timmy Hines. The maid of honor and the best man, Casey Clark and Mike Heim. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if I can ask you to please rise, it is my pleasure and privilege to introduce to you, for the very first time in a party situation, Mr. and Mrs. Andrew and Brooke Heim. I think you can make a little bit more noise than that. Here's your chance, ladies and gentlemen. Bridal party, get in very close together. Break focused right down on the dance floor. Right about now, Andy and Brooke are going to share their first dance. And they chose a very cool tune performed here by Joey Stamper.
I found a love for me. Darling, just dive right in and follow my lead. I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. I never knew you were that someone waiting for me. 'Cause wise men say only fools rush in, but we were just kids when falling in love with you. Well, I found a woman stronger than anyone I know. She shares my dreams. I hope that someday I'll share her home. I found a love to carry more than just my secrets, to carry love, to carry children of her own. 'Cause like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. I have faith in what I see. Now I know I have met an angel in person, and she looks perfect. I don't deserve this, but I can't help falling in love with you.
Put your hands together, please, for Mr. and Mrs. Andy and Brooke Heim. Just now, Brooke is going to share a dance with her father, Wade. And they chose a very beautiful song, classic song by John Denver. It is called Sunshine on My Shoulders.
Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine almost always makes me high. If I had a day that I could give you, I'd give to you a day just like today. If I had a song that I could sing for you, I'd sing a song to make you feel this way. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine almost always makes me high. tale that I could tell you. I'd tell a tale sure to make you smile. If I had a wish that I could wish for you, I'd make a wish for sunshine all the while. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine almost always makes me high. Sunshine almost all the time makes me high. Sunshine almost always.
Put your hands together, please, for Brooke and her father, Wade. Now, Andy is going to share a dance with his mom, Sandy, and they chose a song by T. Carter. It was written just for this moment. It is called A Mother's Song.
Tie your little shoelaces, wiping off dirty faces, are just a couple of things that a just how you make your mother proud. You made your mother
Put your hands together, please, for Andy and his mom, Sandy. But now, we have some beautiful young ladies that are going to say a few words to us, and they're going to do a kind of a tag team toast. I would like you to put your hands together, please, for the maid of honor, Casey Clark and Katie Brown.
Right. Brooke loves me for this. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Casey. I've been Brooke's best friend for 20 years. I'm not texting, I'm just reading my speech. We weren't the type of girls who fantasized about their weddings and believed in fairy tales. Brooke lived in Adidas pants, and we rode go-karts. Well, I rode go-karts because at one time you let me drive. I hit the 2-foot brick barrier between the garage doors. Sorry to find out like this, Wade. No one will ever be good enough for Brooke, till Andy. All of us who know Brooke know she has leadership qualities. Some people call it bossy. And she always has to have a plan. So when she told me about this cardiac rehab guy that wouldn't leave her alone, kept asking her to lunch, I immediately started planning my escape route for her. About 20 minutes in, except she never requested to be saved. And clearly, still hasn't. Andy quickly learned that real eggs are never okay, and that red meat is only on special occasions, like when Brooke's working. I couldn't have picked a better match for Brooke, and if I have to share my best friend, I'd pick Andy too. I love you two so much, and can't wait to watch you grow as a couple. I love you, Brooke. Thank you for being my best friend. You're so much more than I deserve.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh. Hello, everyone. I'll start off by saying thank you all for coming together to celebrate the love and unity of Brooke and Andy. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Katie, Brooke's cousin. We spent most of our childhood together. Matter of fact, I don't have many childhood memories that don't include Brooke. Weren't those the days, Brooke? We did everything from pulling each other on a board behind the tractor to climbing on the barn roof. We chased cows, rounded chickens, tested the electric fence, and went on many vacations to Alabama and Florida. All of this happened with our amazing grandparents. Our childhood was nothing short of exciting and eventful. We now live 5 hours apart and may not see each other or talk as much as we would like, but nothing will break the bond that we will always share. Brooke, I know Pop's looking down on you with his sparkling blue eyes and a huge grin on his face. Being so thankful that you found the love of your life and that you're married to him. Brooke and Andy, thank you for having me stand up with you on this very special day. I'm so happy for the two of you, and I'm excited to continue to watch your love grow. Welcome to the fam, Andy. Let's have a toast for the new Mr. and Mrs. Heim.
Can you put your hands together one more time for Casey and Katie? And now for the gentlemen. I would like to hear an equally thunderous round of applause for the best man, Mr. Mike Heim.
All right, guys. I'm Mike, as you know. Very honored to be speaking at Andy's first wedding. I kid. Everybody looks beautiful. You guys look great. Groomsmen look great. I've touched more men's ass tonight than it's very refreshing. Very refreshing. But I've known Andy for as long as you can know somebody. I mean, since birth. 30 years. And I just remember being very excited to have a baby brother. And growing up, we did a lot of bad things, a lot of fun things. May not have been the best influence on him, but look where he's at right now, so got to give you a hand for that, you know. And, yep, that's right. There's not a lot of, you know, memories I can share between that we've had that are, you know, appropriate for everybody here. I'll try to share a few that stick out in my mind. As kids, I blatantly remember our neighbors building a wonderful snowman, me giving him a pack of hot dogs and 2 testicular-shaped accessories, telling him to go to work. It was great. The neighbors may or may not have been happy. I don't know where the guy went. Eventually, he disappeared. I don't know. It was a long time ago. I was over cutting my mom's grass a couple months ago, and I looked up and down the street, and I couldn't think of one neighbor we didn't have any kind of, you know, incident with, you know? Yeah. But growing up, one of my proudest moments was, what? That's right, yeah. Growing up, I think one of my proudest moments as an older brother, and for some reason, with no coaching or any kind of other guidance, he decided to hit left-handed when I hit left-handed. And anybody that's played wiffle ball at our yard knows that it's slanted heavily towards left-handers. That's right. If you are a righty, you're going to have a tough day at the plate. All of our friends seem to be left-handers. Isn't that right, Luke? That's right, yeah. We had a lot of fun times in the front yard. I can still remember the dirt cutouts in my mom's yard. And it's funny how, like, there was no right-handed spots. It was all the left-handed ones. But growing up, Andy and I obviously became roommates. Through the years, we lived had some pretty fun times growing up. And again, I'm trying to keep this as parentally guided as I can. But I think one of my best memories ever was a fall night in 2010. We went to a Reds game with Mr. Ryan Pence up here and Andy and myself. And the Reds had a magic number of 1. So we knew that, you know, they won the game, they clinched the division. Ryan went and sat in some good seats. Andy and I were up in the nosebleeds, and I just knew something special was about to happen that night. So we moved down to lower sections toward the end of the game. Jay Bruce comes up, hits a walk-off home run, wins the division. And I'll never forget that night, who I spent it with. And Jay Bruce, yeah, correct. No, it's hang on. If there's one thing you know about me and Andy, that we can never just have it end there. We had to take it to the next level. Always have to take it to the next level. So we sniffed out a Reds after party at Mint Martini downtown. So we're hanging out with the Reds players. This is cool. Reds players are filtering in and out. This is great. This is awesome, you know. Reds have clinched a division. We're in the playoffs for the first time since 1995. This is awesome. And, but, you know, it's me and Andy, so we always got to take it to the next level. That wasn't enough. Somehow, I still to this day don't know how he did this. The Reds had their own private dance area with select girls that were able to come up there, and somehow Andy was able to convince them that we played in the minor leagues. So we're up there. I'm shooting the shit with Joey Votto. I'm dancing with Johnny Cueto and some women. Eric Davis was there in a sweater vest for some reason. Things were happening. It was a fun time. And we were there for a long time. Yeah, it was a lot of stuff happened that night. And then towards the end of the night, I just remember catching a cab, and a horse-toothed Jim Day came up and was like, "Yeah, your brother's a really good guy." And, like, you know, we took a cab home, and the next day we were late for whatever we had to do. But I just remember him climbing in the window of my mom's house because he didn't have his key to get in. So tons of great memories, you know. Yeah, wherever. Yeah, he didn't have a key. I'm sorry, but I also was able to convince him to walk 25 miles to a Bengals game with me, which, you know. And the funny thing is, throughout our life, no matter what happens, I always know he's by my side. And Brooke came into our life, I would say, a couple years ago. And I remember we were... What? It's blurry. We were, I actually remember the day very specifically. We were going to a Bearcats basketball game, And I knew Andy loved this girl. We were living together at the time, and I knew that it was a very special girl to him, so I was trying to actually figure her out and, figure out what was going on. And I knew she was quiet, so I'm like, all right, well, I have to impress this girl. So her first memory of me had to be awful because we were in the game, and Gary Clark must have done something big because I was getting up and cheering, and I spilled my beer all over a child in front of me. And she had to be proud of me because I quickly got another one, and I was, continued to drink, but, yeah. Over the years, I've obviously gotten to know Brooke. She's a wonderful lady. You have a great man. He has a great woman. Family, wonderful. Tara. Tara Taylor. Barb. And Barb, Barb, if you don't know, she drinks natty and plays shuffleboard, and with a lot of... That's right. I do think with a lot of practice and good luck, you might be able to beat me one day in shuffleboard. We'll see. But beautiful family, wonderful union, and I'm very happy to be speaking on everyone's behalf here today. I love both of you. This is my homie for life right here, man. Forever. I love him. Cheers to them. Good? Yeah.
Yeah.
time makes you bolder. Even children get older, and I'm getting older too.
what I'm finna beyond. Hey, hey, I'm beyond all that.
Hey, lil' mama, would you like to be my sunshine? You touch my game, we gon' turn this to ice on my neck, cost me 10 times 3. $30,000 for a new get free. I just hit Rodeo and I spent like 10 G's. I just did a show and spent the check on my mama. When I go on vacay, I might run out the Bahamas. And then keep like 10 phones, then I'm really never home. All these new clones tryna copy what I'm on. Get your own, tryna pick a new bone. Right to brother skip, boy, I had a good day. Metro PCS, trapping ball, making plays. 50 shades of gray, beat that like her Hogan. I know you know my slogan, if it ain't about guap, I'm gone. Hating cause I'm chosen from the concrete I had rolled. Shorty staring at my necklace cause my diamonds really froze. Put that in her, yeah, she feel it in her toes. I'm a real young nigga from the 6-point bowl. I'm a real young nigga from the 6-stone bowls. Real young nigga from the 6-stone bowls.
In the middle of the party, get off me. In the cut, I'm rolling up my broccoli. Yeah, I know your baby mama finding me. All she wanna do is smoke that broccoli. Whispered in my ear, she tryna leave with me. Tell that I can get that easily. Tell that I can hit that shit greasily. I'm a dirty dog, I did it sleazily. And no telling what I'm finna beyond. Hey, hey, I'm beyond all that. Hey, hey, no telling what I'm finna. Hey, beyond. Hey, hey, said I'm beyond all that. Hey, I got companies and pesos. I got people on my payroll. She don't do it unless I say so. I don't smoke it for they fuego. I should sauce them up like Prego, fettuccine with Alfredo. All I wanted was the fame in every game they made on Sega. I was 5 or 6 years old when I had told myself, okay, you're special, but I treat you like my equal, never lesser. I was 26 years old when we had dropped this one amazing record. Had the world stepping, that's what I call epic. Couple summers later, I got paper. I acquired taste for salmon on a bagel with the capers on a square plate. Say that I can hit that shit greasily. I'm a dirty dog, I did it sleazily.
You probably think that you are better